o'clock.
And let me tell you, that packet that you gave me, some of the pages are blank.
Yeah, I make copies.
Yeah, I figured.
How many we need?
Debbie, do you have a agenda?
Yeah, Jeff gave me one.
Just one?
How are you doing,
one?
girl?
Hi, Debbie, how you doing?
I need mine back and she needs one.
How are you doing, Donna? Good. How about you? I'm okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. It's 5 o'clock. Okay. Who wants to do the invocation, Henry?
I'll be
You?
glad to.
Okay.
Father, we thank you for the opportunity to be in a free country. We thank you for the opportunity to providing government for us, and we pray that we'll do it in an orderly fashion. In the name of Jesus we pray, amen.
Amen. You pledge allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Debbie Kyle,
Here.
Janet,
Here.
Don Melton,
Here.
Henry Berry,
Here,
and I'm here.
And I'm so pleased to welcome Henry Berry, and now we have a full board.
Welcome.
I hope it works out for you.
No, I'm thankful that we have a full board. I really am, so that's awesome. Good, welcome aboard.
So, five men, 5 ladies, 4 ladies, 1 man. Is that a full hand? 5 card stud? No.
It's a good place to be.
You poor man, you poor man.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
you lucky man.
I've got a couple guys in there.
That's right, and
A
Jeff,
king and 4 queens.
okay. You got the minutes from the last meeting?
This is, yes. We met on September 23rd at the election office. Meeting was called to order by Chairman Debbie Kyle. Invocation was given by Administrator Jeff Beasley in the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call commissioners present were Debbie Kyle, Janet Higdon, Gina Beasley, and Donna Melton. Approval of minutes for July meeting, voted yes unanimously. Minutes read by Gina Beasley. Administrator's report presented by Administrator Jeff Beasley. Review and discussion of voter registration forms is scheduled next meeting for October 21st, 2021. Introduction and welcome of new Deputy Clerk Marion Harrington and new Democrat Commissioner Donna Melton. Motion to retain paper ballot system of voting made by Debbie Kyle, second by Janet Higdon. Debbie Kyle, yes. Janet Higdon, yes. Gina Beasley, yes. Donna Melton, yes. Motion to adjourn by Janet Higdon, second by Debbie Kyle, voted yes unanimously, meeting adjourned.
Okay, I have one correction there. Debbie Kyle
Okay.
couldn't have made a motion.
Okay, that was more you that
Yeah.
made that motion, okay.
I made the motion on the,
Keeping the
Paper
ballot.
ballot.
yeah. Okay, motion to approve as amended.
I'll second. All those in favor, we can do a voice vote. Okay, next on the agenda is the administrator's report.
Alright, so during the last month, Marion and I have continued to go through and work on the files and make them a little more user-friendly. We're getting there, actually faster than I expected. And that's a good thing with the election coming up. We're continuing to make sure that everything is, as far as our voter rolls are in order. The other day, while I was in the storeroom looking for some things, I found these. These are called poll pads. And these are the greatest things since shirt pockets. I guess Mr. Ward ordered these and never had the opportunity to use them.
Do you know when they were ordered?
I do not. I
So no.
have a call in to Knowing, which is a company that manufactures these, and, they're supposed to, get in contact with me, probably be tomorrow. But what these do basically is it takes the place of the 3-ring binder, okay? What we'll do, with the all approval, to use these, we'll call Mr. Embry over Voter Central, and he makes us a file of all our voters. And that downloads into these by precinct. So 2 of these goes to each precinct. And it's basically an iPad. And what you do is you take your identification, here we all can see. See, there's a camera right here. You take your identification out. It can be a driver's license, a military ID, anything with a barcode, and you put it right there. That reads your barcode and it brings up your information, including your signature. So you can match the signatures right off of that. It also eliminates any human error, because if they voted or they have requested a mail-in ballot, it tells it there, so that eliminates anybody voting twice.
Oh, wow.
When the voting is over, we bring these back, plug them into our computers, and it loads all the votes straight into the computer, which completely eliminates human error, somebody fat fingering some numbers or letters. I was at Henderson County. They had 6 of these their last election, and the errors that they had were at the polls where they didn't have these. They've got a lot of voting precincts over there, and they worked for weeks to find one vote that was cast differently. They've ordered 26 more. Their next election, he said, I'll have them at every precinct. I don't know what they cost, because they were here when I got here. I don't know what the fee is to use them. But like everything else in the election world, it's probably not gonna be, maybe with the number we have, maybe it won't be that bad. It's a possibility, and I don't know, because they haven't contacted me, that it's per unit rather than per county. If that's the case, yes, sir.
You mean there's no bookkeeping going on about purchase orders and?
I've not found it. I'm not saying it's not here, I'm saying I haven't found it.
When you're getting money from the state, you're getting money from the county,
Agreed,
there should be bookkeeping going on that says,
agreed.
these are the funds going out. Under new business, I'm gonna bring something about that too, so.
But I've
So we
yet
don't
to
know.
find that, but I'm not saying it's not here, I'm
Have you
just
checked
saying
with the
we
mayor's
have.
office?
Excuse me?
Have you checked with the mayor's office to see if they've got an invoice from you?
I have not, I didn't find them till yesterday.
Okay.
So, I will be asking you all, when I find out more about these, to approve these for our next election, so that we will eliminate the human error that's involved in voting.
Do they have how are they charged?
You plug them in and it's got an adapter that goes into it. It also has this printer. So when they come in and if they're not in there, they can type their name in and it'll bring them up. It brings up all their voter information. If they're at the wrong precinct, they can hit a button, this thing prints out. It prints out their voting application, and if they're at the wrong precinct, it'll print them out directions to the right precinct.
Oh,
They still have to sign the form that says we came to the wrong precinct, blah, blah, blah. They can file a provisional if they're in the wrong precinct, but if they're in the wrong precinct, it is what it is. So that's a pretty gee-whiz little item right there, and we've got a stack of them back there. We have enough to have 2 at every precinct. I highly encourage, there's some YouTube videos on this thing. If you get a chance, you can look at them and see how they operate. It's basically an iPad on a stand.
What's the technical name of it,
Whole
Worthing?
Pole pad.
Oh, at the point, if they're approved, we will to use these, who will train the people to use them?
They will come train us.
They'll come from-
They'll come train me and Marion, and I'll train the poll workers. But it's very, very, very easy. And it's a shame if we've got them to not use them.
Were they just in a box, were they in
They're
the
in cases
original?
like that right there. Remember the cases
How
that's in the
many
corner?
Okay, so that's what those, that's what those
That's
cases
what those
are.
are. Yeah, sir?
How many did you say
There's at least 12.
that you already have?
Yes, sir. We won't have to purchase anything else other than maybe a service agreement, that sort of thing.
Well, I'm not opposed to the concept. I'm back to it, I hate to be, redundant. I'm concerned about the money. We're not spending the money. I wanna know accountability. We should know where the money's coming from, how it's putting it out. Where's the paper trail?
Jeff will
I'm
do
with-
that, but this was done in the previous.
I know it, but I'm just
administration.
saying, even though it was, there still should be a paper trail somewhere.
Well, I
Will
did,
they?
when I contacted them, I asked for that, and when the representative I got was in charge of another part of the country. And he sent an email to the representative that takes care of the state of Tennessee. So I should be able to get that information from them,
Okay, I'd like to see that,
okay? Not a problem. I'm working that.
okay.
We found a large pile of envelopes, that were address verifications that had been return mail. We went through those, and they were purged from the system, as they should have been. But they were not purged from the active voter files. So we went and pulled all those cards, in accordance with. So that's taken care of. The list that was, printed off 9 March of this year, 29 pages long, Marion has completed that as well. That took 6 days. Marion is the smartest thing I've done since I took this job. And probably taking this job was the dumbest thing I ever done.
Well, okay, let me ask you, something. This list of these people that return mail, can you tell us how far back? these-
2015 and 16.
But they were still on the roll as far as voting, but
They
we
were,
had got
no,
their.
they were purged from Voter Central,
Uh-huh,
but their cards were
Were
still
in the
in
file.
the active voter file.
so 15 and 16.
15, 16, that was the date. So got
Approximately how many did you think?
191.
191, okay.
Here they are.
Where did you find that box, can I ask?
In that file door right down there. Moving on from that, the 3 people that, know more in this county and fail to speak the truth, there's scuttlebutt going around that I am for doing away with paper ballots. I went on the record that as long as I have this job, we will have paper ballots. When they decide not to have paper ballots, I'll gladly render my resignation, because I'm a firm believer in paper ballots. I'd also like to invite anybody that's interested in what we're doing. All they have to do is come. They know the hours, 8 to 4. I'll be glad to show anybody what we're doing. I will make sure that all sensitive information is masked. More than happy to show people, what we're doing here, and it is coming along, like I said, quicker than I expected, because Marion is a ball of fire. She is incredible. And I know I talk about her a lot, but she has absolutely caught on to this, and she's a neat freak. And that's good when it comes to files, because that makes it easy to find things. Got any questions for me?
Has there been anything else that you found that maybe we didn't know that was here, or?
not that I can think of right offhand.
Okay.
Other than the, you know, and that was about a 2-day operation to get those cards out. There were, a small number that weren't purged in either the system or in the, it was around 20, 25, something like that. I don't know how the exact number, I can get it from you, Marion has it. But we are, every day, we are caught up on the registrations we get from online, and what comes in the mail from, driver services. That's job one, to get those out of the way, and then that's when we get on the other stuff.
Are many people coming in the office to register?
Not as many as it was. I've had a few. Sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I didn't know. Just for your
Ensures that voter is registered and at the right precinct. And when you go to upload the votes, instead of hand jamming it, you plug that into your system, it uploads all of it in about 15 minutes. So it takes about 2 weeks worth of work out of the election,
okay.
and it eliminates the human error.
I just wanted a little bit of clarification there because I know we're always for paper ballots, but then you're introducing new technology.
No, that has nothing to do with the voting process, and it is not hooked up online. Everything is fed into it here. There's no internet hooked up to anything. It's perfectly safe. And everybody that has them that I've talked to are in love with it. Because it does eliminate that, the fat fingering, because that, after so long, that's gonna happen somewhere.
And it like that case there, okay, it contained that, does it
It also
contain?
contains a printer, it contains the cord to plug in, the AC adapter to plug into it, and the cord to attach the iPad to the printer. It's all right there.
So, in each box, so we have.
Each box has, yes, each box has one of each item.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
When they call you, could you find out how much each one of these cost?
Yes.
And if we could find out, with Mr. Berry, we could find out when they were purchased.
Yeah, I intend to. That's,
Shouldn't the mayor's office have that? I mean, they'd have to write the check.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, there had to be a check written and there had to be.
Well, we could look back in the budget, you know, I mean, and see if it was presented.
well, I can tell you from what I've learned so far, there's absolutely nothing other than the ink pens that is cheap about elections. There's no such thing as an inexpensive election,
Right.
because look what we have to give a HARP every month, or every year, to keep our software updated. I mean, it's lucrative business, that's for sure.
And I think, would you like to tell us about your son? The good news about your son?
My son was promoted to Staff Sergeant in the U.S. Air Force today on the 105th anniversary of the 105th Attack Squadron, which they made a big deal out of it, and I was able to be there, and he makes me a very proud daddy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
Proud of both of my children.
Okay, our next thing is review of voter registrations.
How many do we have?
Probably about 175.
Okay, we each wanna take a stack.
Wait a minute.
And per your request, they all have marked below the label is the date that they were registered, the date they were input in the computer.
Okay.
And if you'll notice, probably 90% of them, maybe 95% of them are all within 1 day from the time I got them to the time they were registered.
Are any of those from the previous, from Mark?
Yeah, we went back and, no, I don't know.
Yeah, they are. Those
Some
are
of them
the
are.
ones we didn't get to do last month, remember, because
Right.
we didn't have the
Yeah,
date.
this is all new
And,
since I've been here,
since
and
you've-
that's what was here when I got here, plus what's come in since I've been here.
Okay,
If
And
I were
they're-
to do 10%,
whatever y'all would like to do.
And they're in alphabetical order.
if we
Please.
did 5 apiece, that'd be 10%.
Let's do it.
Okay?
So, just y'all dig in there and get what you want, so it don't look like I'm trying to give you something.
Somebody gonna have to tell me what we're doing here with him.
Okay.
How many did you say there are total? 100?
1, 2,
There's
3.
guesstimation is gonna be, cause it was 151
I got the
before, so
A's.
I'm gonna say somewhere around probably 175. That's guessing
Five.
big.
Yeah.
That's guessing big. So,
Oh, I got the bald ones.
That's okay.
all of these have had their wallet cards sent out to them in the mail, so they are all registered.
Okay, it goes to C's.
Active or not.
Well, this is, there's some B's.
If it's first time voters, they're not
Well,
active yet,
just
but
let him go to C's, so.
Okay.
Have you run into, I wanna ask this question while we're doing this. Have you, been able to find anybody that has been still active that is deceased?
If I have to pull any
Haven't been
particular ones out,
No,
just whatever I want.
Just get about 5 of them.
Deceased people that are still like on the, on the voter list.
Yeah.
I'll have to give you an answer on that,
Well,
because
yeah,
off the top of my head, I
Deputy's
can't remember,
Well,
I've been
yeah.
wide open too long.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I know we talked about 3 or 4, like Elvin Johnson.
Okay, what you look for.
They were in the purged,
They were in the
they had
purge.
still been in the purge.
You
past
make sure,
six
you look at
months.
this,
Okay.
in the future, this is what,
That's the ones that I carried to the,
this is the date it came to the office,
Mhm.
and this is the date that they processed it.
Okay.
I'm
Then
gonna turn one up.
you look to make sure there's complete address. You make sure
make sure they answered all the questions.
that, yeah, make sure the spelling question is no. Make sure there's a signature.
What letter did you get?
I got some D's also, cause you buy their.
And
Do
that's
you know
all,
what you're looking for?
I got-
that's all
oh,
we're
yeah.
doing.
I was just letting you know what I've got.
I might need to
I
put
got a
this
few
back
C's and a few
into
D's.
Oh,
Okay.
does it
I'll
matter
tell you
what
what,
letter
I'm
we're
gonna get
in?
G's.
Okay.
No, I don't guess it does.
Okay? And G's are then, so.
Okay, why does this have this on it and this one doesn't?
That is because the reason this is attached to this is to add to where these are the same size when they're filed. They will sit in the filing system the same.
Okay.
This is a printed off, this was an OVR, online voter registration, so when I printed this off on the cardstock that we have, it comes out like this. And when you tear all this out, it's a little smaller, so to keep them, uniform, we do that.
Okay, this one is filled out wrong. Did you do anything to correct that?
Was it wrong?
Look at his last name.
Arthur Lee Jeffrey,
Okay, he's got his first name as Arthur, his last name is Jeffrey.
and then done it backwards here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, up here,
Arthur Lee Jeffrey, yep, that'll have to be fixed.
okay,
I'll send that one.
what do you want to do with it?
Good catch.
Okay, let me ask you another question. That signature, I don't,
You wouldn't believe some of the signatures that I'm getting.
you see it, I mean, that was like
I know.
mama or something.
I know. You would not believe some of the signatures that we get.
So let it go,
Yeah.
or,
I mean, that's the signature that came in. But some people write with nice penmanship, and some people make a blob. I had one that was like, 2 loops, and that was the signature that they submitted.
Legally, you can sign an X, and that's a legal signature as long as it's what you always sign.
Yeah. How many are put up?
these voter declarations, aren't they supposed to mark something on those?
What are you talking about?
To the right, I mean to the left side of the card, the declarations.
Yes,
Yeah.
that needs to be pulled out.
One more thing, I think it's got 4 here.
Or we're gonna fine you if you don't have 5.
If the voter is, got someone assisting them, so your personal details, you have that voter's name, but then you have someone else signed as assistant, did that voter not need to make a mark or anything of a signature to show that it was okay with them? This is just the signature of applicant is blank because for whatever reason they have someone helping them.
May I ask another thing? Okay. This says Benco Lane, and then this one says,
Okay, this is,
Okay,
This
so
is the
somebody,
old
he,
address.
apparently he can't sign his name. Maybe he's
so
disabled.
that's 150.
So he doesn't have to make an X or get an extra witness or anything, just,
So this
just
doesn't
that
really.
person.
this
Oh,
is their.
right here.
This looks like
Look,
me. It's
right
an
here.
address
Bottom,
change.
yeah.
He did.
This is their old address, this is the new address.
Oh,
This
okay.
should
But
reflect
it's
the
not,
new
it's not on the
address.
line, it's in the
Okay.
writing.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, I just,
That's fine.
I see.
Another thing, y'all too, they can't have a post office box for their address.
Okay,
Right.
I'll go back and recheck that.
I'll have to go back and check as well.
I see now,
He
that's,
found one.
Yeah, but it's so, it's in that writing.
They didn't mark the declaration on the, on here.
Do we need to check some more since we had a few?
I would.
I would.
I'd check them until you're happy with them.
See, being around a school teacher, I mean, get graded, I'm afraid of that.
Well, I'm learning though, I'm.
I think that's what we're all doing, learning.
Okay, I'm good with the G, so I'm gonna take some, another letter. Nobody else got any G's, did they?
No, I've got the F right now.
Well, here's the D's if I need.
I'm gonna put those back to G's, and how about if I go to, maybe I do most R's.
That right here, way down.
And then the rest of the alphabet.
What you looking for?
The
What
D's.
Oh, we're up here. You got some before me, so there's my spot.
Okay, this is the decline. Yeah, said this is D,
Okay, then you must go right there.
thank you, young lady.
And then, just 1 second. Well, yeah, well. Just get some of the OG.
just finish out the B's, or do you want me to go on to another
Let's go
road?
and get another road.
So you're doing D's, you're doing what?
Well,
I'm
just
on
gonna
L right now.
I'm just gonna get
No,
in here,
no.
I'm just gonna get something
I
right
got
here.
some R's.
I'm just trying to find this
Oh,
next
okay.
divider. It's an easier way to keep up with for me. I'll just, there it is, okay.
Yeah, so you want,
Yeah, I'm just gonna get this up where I put this up like this,
okay.
makes it easy, and then okay. Grand theft voters registry.
These were some, ones that say I'm on some ends right.
Got a lot of duplicates, do we?
Yes. And a lot of times if the duplicate is one of those paper, just a regular sheet of paper form that was printed out, then I'll print out a bit more rigid card so we can get our files in order,
So-
because those pieces of paper will slide down underneath when you're trying to find somebody, and you gotta sit there and dig and try to dig those out, and it makes finding a card sometimes a real pain.
What does that mean when they say change to no mailing? What does that mean?
No mailing.
That's what it says.
In Tennessee,
Hmm?
in Tennessee,
No, it's handwritten on there. No mailing, change to no mailing.
oh, their mailing address and their, residence were the same. I mean, were different, and when they changed their address, we put no mailing. So it was, they moved to a place where they have a mailbox, basically, instead of a P.O. box.
Okay.
Gotcha.
How did this one get modified before it was turned in?
16. Well, no, Miss Marion writing, but that was probably when she was going through putting all these dates on there, and it's duplicate.
Okay, you wanna keep this one?
This is a duplicate here, but these are modified, so.
Yeah. That would be if they.
How did you know that it got modified before the?
Because the date in here by the signature was after the date it was modified at the top.
Yeah. So,
That's a good possibility, she was looking at one and wrote down on another one.
Okay.
Is it not necessary that they put their last voter registration?
No, it's not, that's not a
Okay.
requirement. They can choose to put that on there or not. If they do, Voter Central will print out a letter that you send to the previous administrator, election office, so they can purge them.
To purge them.
But also when you register, especially if you're in Tennessee and you register in one county and you go move to another county and register, we get a duplicate social security number report. And it'll say that they registered in Benton County on such and such date, and you get a date and you know whether, you know, if they've moved, then you can purge
Okay,
the vote.
so if we use these pads on election day and say that they have moved their registration like to Dixon, okay, when they put it in, it will tell
On election day,
on election day.
on election day, or probably the night before when we load this in, the information that goes into there is what's already in Voter Central. So if they have moved and I don't have that information, but if there's a window that if they didn't have a chance to register, if they move inside the state and they didn't have a chance to register in the new county, they can still vote in this county. I believe it's 90 days. And it's 30 days on a presidential election. They can only vote president. So it's a 90-day window. 91 days and they're out of business. for 90 days, if they move and they haven't had a chance to register, they can't come back here and vote, and it's legal.
Okay, on this one, I have a question about this. They say they haven't been convicted, but they've had their voting rights restored.
I don't know why they had their voting rights revoked.
Okay, do you think we need to find out about that? Okay.
I noticed this doesn't have a date on when the person signed it.
So it's okay to just put signature on
So I'm talking
file?
about- And it's got a
Signature
modified
on file.
9/17, which is fine.
This
I'm
gonna
is,
say
this
it.
is another
There's no
part.
date.
There should be a
They
date
moved
there.
There should be.
within
I
Benton
agree.
County
Yeah.
from one place to
I'm
another
not-
recently, but it says
I'm just saying
signature
it
on
looks
file.
bad. We need to have a date.
I thought they had to sign them.
And her husband did the same, put on file. Is it okay just to put signature on file?
Yes, because we do have the signature on file.
So if they don't wanna sign it, they can just put signature on file,
Well, a lot
cause
of
they've been
times
on file
when
before.
they come in like that,
They moved within the county,
Yeah.
they moved within Benton County.
and then it is, when we scan these things in,
Uh-huh,
it scans their signature. So when you have a signature book, or they pull it for that, it brings that signature with it.
okay. Alrighty.
Did you say you were doing the R's, Debbie?
I did, I got just the first ones out of there.
Do some S's in.
What if they don't put a phone number?
That's not required.
Okay.
I noticed that, I figured that it
No,
was.
it's not required to have a phone number. I like it when they do, but you gotta have a state of birth, don't have to have a city, don't have to have a phone number. And you don't have to have a prior registration location.
Don't
Oh,
have-
apparently
don't
I got
have to
some
have a
S's in here
registration
too.
location.
No.
Okay, H.
My guess is we'll never have this number again.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, I mean, we could, because people, you know, we have the 3 elections next year, so
If
there
you get a
could be.
registration drive where you get a bunch of people in, that's a possibility, but that's a lot of registrations for a county this size.
That's what I was thinking, these are all,
It is a lot.
About how many you think come from the driver's license? There's.
I'll get them sometimes twice a week, and sometimes there'll be 3 in there, sometimes there'll be 1, sometimes I've got as many as 6 from there.
That's about the way it was running earlier.
Did anybody do the,
I'm doing S's.
you doing the R's?
No, Debbie's.
I got some R's, I'm just
Okay.
gonna
I'm
handful.
gonna move down to the.
And I actually got some S's in here, so I must have been at the.
But it's okay for it to be modified the same day that it was
Yes.
registered. Okay.
That's what they're shooting for.
Most of the time when we get them, like an OVR online that comes from the state, and those will be uploaded one evening, and then we'll pull them out the next morning, and you'll have that's why you'll have a day's difference in them.
Mhm.
But that's job one every day, we get the state reports and the mail, those are the first thing that's done.
And I did this first part of S's.
Hey, now, I'm doing these, I'm gonna quit.
I think
Y'all
we've
keep
done a
up
pretty
with
good
how many
sampling, don't you?
Y'all keep up with how many you done? Everybody know how many they done?
You're kidding,
I
right?
did about,
Is that a quiz?
I did a dozen.
I've done somewhere close to that.
Yeah, that's about what
I think I did like 40 or 50.
Yeah, I did about 40.
So there's 80. We've nearly done all of them then.
What, when it says duplicate,
That is when they, it's like when they go to the driver's, station to get their driver's license, and they hand them one, and they just go ahead and register again, and you get it, and they're already
Oh,
registered to
okay.
vote, that's a duplicate registration.
okay.
And how did we do? Did we find any? We found some we took out, right?
Yeah.
There's about 4 over there, which is 4 more than I wanted. And I ain't making excuses, but there's been a lot of hands on these in the last, we've had to come in,
Well, and some of these are from the previous one.
but,
And there were several here when we got here.
well, but that's really no
I just
excuse.
wish the numbers, the letters stood up so we could see.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get bigger, alphabetical dividers.
Okay.
So we need
Do you
to
have the
sign.
piece of paper that we signed?
That right here,
Okay.
so,
Okay, I'm gonna say I did 40 to 50.
I'm gonna go 40, so that's
Okay, how many did you
I would
say?
say 12 to 15.
Put me down 30.
30, so there's
20.
70.
I would
90.
say 25.
110. Mr. Barry,
Yes,
sign one of them blocks there.
okay. My first rate picture would be back. Yes.
That was standing up.
Okay, that's fine.
Another lefty on here.
Well,
Oh, are you kidding?
I'm a lefty.
I am too.
Are
I'm
you?
not a
Are
lefty.
you?
I married one.
Are you? You're.
No, I write with the right, I
Wow.
write with the right
3
hand.
of us in our right minds in this
Now,
building.
Henry's not a lefty, he's
I'm not.
a lefty because of stroke.
I had a stroke, and I put the light down, so I can still read and write though, watch out for me.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, all those forms would be the same.
I know.
I know I'm not the only one that's wished for that.
What's that?
All the different forms
When did you have your
for
stroke?
registering.
Henry?
2 years ago, last August.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I've done real well. God's good to me. Hand works. 'Cause motor skills are never gonna be there, but some right up in there.
Well, I think you found that it's a right-hander's world.
Of course, my wife is left-handed, and of course, I've done the kitchen for 25 years. That's my part, but she doesn't trust me with the laundry, and you would be surprised when you look in the silverware of a left-handed person. It's different.
It is very, that's why I never could sew. My mother was right-handed, and I thought we would come to blows.
Yeah.
These will be
Because she would be
fixed.
trying to tell me, and I would get it all, my brain was
Well, my wife finally trained me.
and I never could sew.
Okay, do we wanna go ahead and schedule, our next meeting? And, I believe at that time we need to probably open the voter boxes and inspect those and make sure that they're empty. So, I mean, we need to do that, I would think, before the election.
I'd say December meeting would be a good time to do that.
Okay.
Okay, because I've got some comments on the new business.
Yeah, I do too. What about the 16th of December?
What day is it on Monday?
It's a Thursday.
Okay,
Either
what-
the 9th or the 16th. Because you're getting close, if the 16th is getting close to Christmas.
We get,
So we won't meet next month.
Mm-mm.
do y'all think we need to, is there a reason that y'all think we need to meet? I mean, well, I'm fine with whatever day. Do y'all wanna do the 9th is on a Thursday, the 16th is on a Thursday?
None of the pre-election stuff is gonna be coming up by the time we have our December meeting, where if we've got other business that needs to be taken care of,
Shouldn't
we
we?
get, okay.
We have the, people filing their petitions in February.
Mhm.
They have to
So-
qualify, but.
Well, I'm saying, you know, that's gonna be going on, so that's some food for thought, because, you know, it does take a little bit of time to look at some of that.
Mhm. Thank you. I thought if it were, you wouldn't wanna double it up on top of this other work that we're gonna do
Well, why
at
don't
the
we,
same time.
plan on meeting the 9th? Wouldn't that be better than
December,
closer,
December 9th.
December 9th, wouldn't that be better than closer to Christmas?
Yeah.
Seems to me.
Okay, so December 9th, and do y'all wanna do 5 o'clock again?
Yes. Is that's on a Thursday?
Yes, and that would be the second Thursday. I got it.
Do we vote on that? Or just-
Figure out how to get on.
Y'all wanna vote on that?
Don't you need a
Are
vote
y'all all in
to make-
favor of that?
I'm in
To
favor.
use those?
All in
December
favor
ninth.
of
When I
meeting
find out the
on
prices and
December
all that
ninth
stuff.
at 5 p.m.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, Jeff,
Ma'am.
okay, we're gonna talk about, this form that you gave us, the Benton County list maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Has Henry got a copy of this?
What is it?
Did you give Henry a copy of the Benton County list maintenance program for 2021 to 2022?
I can get him
I
mine.
don't think so,
Well,
I got all my
here's
stuff.
mine if you wanna
I don't
make
think
him a
so.
copy.
He gives yours away
Nope.
every time.
If you wanna make him a copy or make me a copy, listen, that's fine, you can make me a copy and, or him a copy or whatever. Either one. But I do wanna talk to you about this public, did Henry get a copy, has everybody got a copy of this, the public
You get one from last
public
time?
records
I have one
policy?
from last time.
Did Henry get one?
No, I've gotten some stuff, but I've got Tennessee Code annotated restrictions on commissions and,
But you don't have this public records policy?
I don't think so. I'll have to look. Let's see. It's all in here. If I've got it, it's in here.
No, he don't have it.
I don't think so.
Okay.
These are TCAs about, you know,
Okay,
I don't know how to behave.
okay.
You wouldn't think anybody knew it, would you?
Well, then, you know, you go get an adjustment at when your back hurts from a chiropractor and
We're not
your
talking
parents
about
supposed to
that.
do that.
So
We
you
go for
can
2
tell you
weeks
about
to
that,
school.
huh?
Okay. No, I don't have that information.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you look at mine and I'll print some off.
Gina, do you have one?
I had that at home.
You had it at home?
I've got mine.
I'll print one off.
Okay.
Okay, we wanna go over this since Henry wasn't here. Okay, this is the list maintenance program for 2021 and 2022. And it just says the list maintenance program adopted by the Benton County Election Commission on January the 12th of 2021 shall involve the following activities to be done by the staff of the County Election Commission. Mailing a confirmation notice to voters, purging ineligible voters, using the verification card or other non-forwardable mailers such as the voter registration card is needed. The list maintenance program must be completed every 2 years. Purges of inactive voters who have been on inactive status for a period of 2 November general elections since sending the confirmation notice must be completed no later than 90 days before any federal primary or general election. During each odd numbered year, the election commission's staff shall 1, identify each voter who has been on inactive status for a period of 2 November general elections since the confirmation notice was sent, and purge those voters. 2, review the following sources to identify voters to whom a confirmation notice must be sent. A, return mail which has been sent by the County Election Commission office. B, information received through the National Change of Address or NCOA program. C, information received from the Coordinator of Elections as a result of a comparison of voter registration addresses with the residential addresses of record with the Department of Safety. D, information received from the County Circuit Court Jury Coordinator of all persons disqualified or potentially disqualified as a prospective juror from jury service due to being a non-United States citizen convicted of a felony, deceased, not a resident of the state or of the county. 3, immediately upon sending the confirmation notice, the staff must change the status of the voter from active status to inactive status. 4, staff must log and scan all the documentation such as any return mail to the voter registration record as proof of the reason for making the voter inactive. It says, throughout each month of each year, the Election Commission staff shall perform the following duties. 1, anytime the post office returns a mailer as undeliverable, including the non-forwardable, a verification card, a voter registration card, or a non-forwardable letter which has been mailed to a registered voter by the Election Commission staff, the voter shall be mailed a forwardable confirmation notice and placed on inactive status. Return mailer shall be kept with the applicable voter registration record. 2, as needed, mail the non-forwardable verification card or voter registration card to voters. If the card does not return to the Election Commission office, the voter shall be presumed a resident of the address on record and shall remain on active status. 3, the Election Commission staff shall maintain a separate total of voters on inactive status and not include the number of inactive voters in the county's total of registered voters. 4, the staff shall update an inactive voter status upon any of the activity, including but not limited to the following: response of the confirmation notice, change of address, voting, request for replacement card, duplicate voter registration application, signing a petition using the same address of registration. 5, the Election Commission staff shall maintain records and documentation related to the list maintenance program, including but not limited to the date of sending the confirmation notices, a list of all voters and their addresses to which confirmation notices have been sent. Any evidence supporting the reason for sending the confirmation notice must be maintained with the voters' records. 6, records shall be electronically retained and physically retained. 7, the Election Commission staff shall maintain all purge records and any documentation related to the reason for the purge for 2 years from the date of the purge. And then the approval statement says the list maintenance program has been reviewed and approved by the Benton County Election Commission at a public meeting held on September 23rd, 2021. This adopted list maintenance program shall be part of the minutes of this meeting and shall be followed from this date forward.
And what we're doing on our purged voters, since it is a 24-month cycle, rather than go through the whole year, we're purging them by the month. So and they're marked in here as purge on September of whatever 2023. So we're gonna wait till the end of September in 23 and we'll pull the September purge files out. Okay. Instead of having it sit through and go through a year and we're doing it by the month so we can keep a little better control of it.
Good idea. Okay, this public records policy that, you gave me, okay. I don't have 8, and look at 9, and 10, and 11, there's nothing on them.
Some of these have blank pages, so keep flipping through and you should find on page number 13.
So, have y'all had a chance to review this?
Mhm.
Okay. Alright, the only thing that I see is on page 3. I think we need to change this and put our address on here, so we can just retype this on page 3, number 3. Says contact information, BCEC, it's got
You've got the wrong address.
the wrong address, so just right here. We just need to,
I got you, yeah, I got that from other, so.
yeah,
I'll fix
yeah,
that.
so, okay, so, I would entertain a motion that we just have him to change it to our address and our phone number here.
Motion to change number 3 on page 3 to the current address in Benton County.
And it'll be
That's
3B.
on page 3.
Yeah,
Second.
okay, have a motion, second, roll call, please.
Debbie,
Yes.
Janet,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
and me, yes.
Motion carries. Okay, now, I'll entertain a motion to approve this.
Okay, included in this, is this the way we're gonna handle our meetings? Okay,
Yes.
do we need to talk about that?
Yes, and do you want me to read it? We wanna read it or we wanna go over it?
I think we just need to go over it because there's something that I'd sort of like to add.
Okay. Alright, the big thing is, of course, our election administrator is the custodian of the records. And will be, and of course, he's going to comply with, open records. If somebody comes in and makes a request and they want something, he has, according to the law, to 10 days, 7 business days. I'm so sorry. So he's gonna continue to do that, and the big change is on page 13, under number 6, says agenda and order of actions must contain all actions and purpose of the meeting, must be approved before the meeting proceedings. It says any interested citizen may be heard by contacting an election commission member and providing any appropriate information needed in order for the commission members to prepare. All requests must be approved by the commission chairman or a majority of the election commission members. So this is a way for them to be put on the agenda and to remain order. And this has gotten, we've lived it, where there has been no order, people shouting out, yelling, and everything like this. I will tell you this, for 12 years, I went to the 911 board here in Benton County, and because I wanted to talk to them about adopting Code Red. Well, the first 2 times I went, I kept waiting for them to let me speak. And then I was told I have to be put on the agenda. So at the 911 board meetings here in Benton County, you have to be put on the agenda. Now, I had asked about going to Humphreys County to speak, and I understand that I have to contact 911 board there, the chairman, and I have to be put on the agenda. So,
I don't
Okay.
have 13.
Are we going to put them at the end of the agenda?
that is whatever y'all,
I
That-
think that would be wise, that way get.
That's
all
how
of our
the school board
business.
did it, and then just as soon as they got this speaking, they
Yeah, they-
adjourned.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
you said number 13,
I didn't,
That
I
could
got
have,
thing number 13.
You know, they didn't address their
This,
Right, that was-
grants, and I think that was a
Okay, do we need to do something with a separate motion or put in this that when the meeting is adjourned, we can do it in the.
There you go.
There's
Paper. Yeah, I know.
for
I'll make a motion either way, if you wanna add it to this, or if we need to do it, just,
Hey Jeff, okay, we brought up about at the end of the meeting that the room be, after the meeting, the public accessibility, is that what you're
Yes.
saying? So, I'll
and that
entertain,
was even requested, I mean, that was suggested by Judge Whitworth, that when the meeting is adjourned, that the premises be vacated.
Run out of paper. There's 13.
Thank you, young man.
Well, when the meeting's adjourned, what purpose does the public have to be?
Well, we saw last month what purpose they had.
okay,
Okay.
so Janet, you wanna make a motion to that, for us to add that?
Okay, yes, I would like to make a motion that we add to this,
Let's see.
that when the meeting is adjourned, that all visitors should vacate the premises.
I apologize.
Are we, this is rules for the meeting, is this what I'm looking at?
It's standard, from the Tennessee Code, straight out of the book. It was brought in question last meeting that it violated sunshine law. It does not violate sunshine law. There's several case studies that I found where this was defended in court, and it is not a violation of sunshine law. It's simply a means for a group of people having an official meeting to maintain control of that meeting, and that's all it is.
And to be able to conduct the business that we have at hand.
Exactly.
And after we vote on that, I have another thing to,
So you made the motion
I
that
made the
we
motion.
add that?
I'll second. Sorry.
I have a motion and a second.
you have to do a roll call.
Yeah, it had to be roll call.
Okay, and then, well, Debbie,
Yes.
Janet,
Yes,
Donna,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
and I'm yes.
okay, and another addition is to set a limit and a time limit on the number of people that are allowed to speak.
Okay,
I make that motion.
okay, and how, what do you want to set it at?
I'm gonna say no more than 5 people, no more than 3 minutes, please.
That would give them 15 minutes to.
Is this a motion, or are we entertaining that?
Yes.
Alright,
Motion.
okay, wait a second. My only concern is that the commission does 5 minutes. I mean, that's my only thing.
We're not the county commission,
I understand, but all boards and committees, I mean, you know, I'm just saying that even if I go to the budget committee, I get to talk
Back it
for
up
5
to 3
minutes.
people for 5 minutes.
Pardon me?
Back it up to 3 people for 5 minutes, and you still got your 15-minute limit.
They have such a variety of issues to cover at those meetings, whereas we're just strictly
Right.
elections.
I mean, what do y'all think? What is your feel?
I think the 5 people in 3 minutes, and you've got a motion and a second on the floor.
I like the idea of 2 minutes. I spoke many times in front of the county commission, and I guarantee you, I can do 400 words in 2 minutes before you can wait.
I mean, technically, they're not supposed to speak about anything that's not on the agenda, and our agenda is nothing like the county commission.
Okay, so I have a motion on the floor for 3 minutes
For 5 people.
for 5 people.
Mhm.
I second.
Okay, does that have to be a roll call vote?
Okay. Debbie Kyle.
Okay, I'm gonna say yes.
Janet,
Yes.
Donna,
Yes.
Henry,
Okey dokey.
and May, yes.
yes from the south.
Well, here's the thing, and I don't have a vote in this, but this does give people their First Amendment right to be heard. Okay, everybody has that right, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I'm also for having a
Order.
Order.
order in the meeting. It has to be, the meeting has to be ordered. It can't be a scream fest, because if you get nothing done, you absolutely get nothing done. And this also gives,
Well, it's
just like it
distraction,
would
it's
anybody.
distractive, it's
yeah,
distractive.
just like it gives any board, any commission, the opportunity to prepare something for whatever the public is gonna bring forward.
I personally think after last Friday in the courtroom that things have calmed down.
I was hoping that.
Well, shooting from the hip to answer a question will get you in trouble. Okay, you need to have your documentation ready for an answer, because it's just like the sunshine law thing that was brought up, okay? That's me, that's my bad, cause I didn't have that documentation to show that this does not in any way violate sunshine law.
Okay, when they ask to be put on the commission, do they have
On
to
the
tell?
agenda.
On the agenda, do they have to tell what their,
Yes,
Yes,
what,
if they
okay,
ask to
that, I
vote,
think
yes.
that's important, so we're prepared to,
and if they deviate from that, they're out of order.
yeah.
So these two that we just voted on, is this an amendment to the more in-depth that we're
Yes.
getting
Right.
ready to, okay?
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything else?
This is new business,
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
or this thing?
okay, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you hadn't had a chance to
I
look
didn't
this,
even have a chance to, I didn't even have it, no.
so you don't have, okay.
Oh,
Do we
I've
want
got
to-
it now, but
Do we want to
yeah.
give him until December to get this amended and then vote on it in December? Is that okay with you?
Or could he pass on the vote?
Doesn't matter, whatever y'all wanna do, I mean, I'm
Well, I mean, Henry
Well,
didn't have a
no.
chance to.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, I just don't got a copy.
Right.
It takes a
yeah.
lot, a
And
little bit
that,
of time to
we've
read
got-
all that.
we would have the changes to make, the two additions that we're making and the change of the address in here.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, alright, so we will take this up in December, so we're going to, but both of those motions passed, so
Okay.
those need to be
So
added
we
to it.
can't bring this up for vote and just let Henry pass on the vote since he wasn't?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, Henry needs to.
I need,
Finish
I
reading.
need to get up to speed here.
Yeah.
Won't take me long, but
Right,
not here, not
yeah.
this moment.
Okay, so we're going to put that off until December to our next meeting, okay? Alright, now, we've scheduled a meeting, for December, so new business.
Okay, I have two things. I guess you all are aware of the fact that there's gonna be some, things, amending the state constitution. There's, on their website, there are,
I have no idea, cause I
Okay.
haven't,
I'm reading about the machine and about what's on the site, blah, 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 but I didn't have this. And, but it says that, on November the 8th, 2022, there's gonna be 3 different things, I'm not gonna go over them, to be put on the ballot. The reason I bring that up, I don't know how much, when we publish things in the paper, there's no such thing as free, so we have a pretty much idea of what it's gonna cost to put the ballot in, blah, 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 whatever. Well, well, I mean, you know, but this is gonna be added because it's not standard stuff.
I'm so sorry.
That'll be added in 22.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, they've allocated, best I can tell, some $10,000 for this particular thing for 95 counties. Of course, you're talking about Shelby County, that's a lot of money, but here shouldn't be that much. But the thing about it is, we need to be cognizant of the fact that it's coming to a theater near us, and we need to make sure what the newspaper's gonna charge us for these.
Yeah, that will help me, get the budget ready for that fiscal year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying,
We need to know.
Okay, and the second thing I have, I'll be real quick, I
Can we
did a,
find out, could we maybe get a prize from the Chronicle?
I can, look and see what they charged in the past, but the price may have went up, yeah, I can just, and that all depends on the size of what you put in, and, you
Right.
know, how much paper you take up in the paper. So, that's gonna vary, I know I saw one,
It's gonna vary on what, it won't be as big on the first one because it's not gonna be a Democrat primary.
yeah, but that, there will be up to 29 questions on the ballot, the next election, so it's gonna take up a lot of room. And I saw
In
one-
May, the May
And
primary.
I saw one, document that was in there where an ad had been put in the paper was $800 and something.
Henry, what was the source of the $10,000, and
This
did you
is,
say that is
Well,
to assist with the cost of that?
yes, it's, just let me hand you this, for the secretary for the minutes. I didn't hit everything on that list, but it's, if you gotta print it, you gotta pay for it. And so we need to know what's our money, you know? And the other thing was if you go to the state website, there's a, piece of work done by them, it tells what TCA and whatever. I'm not prepared, I'm sorry, I had it in here, but some $10,000. Anyway, it's on the website, it's too much to go through it. Anyway, and you don't have to take my word for it, it's on there.
It's okay.
They spent the money, it's there, I just don't know what we're gonna get.
If you will. Thank you.
Very rarely am I gonna bring up something that's not. My last thing has to do with, I did some research, 10 years ago about, it was for my own benefit, about how many people die each year in Benton County. And at that time, it was averaging right around 300 folks a year, okay? So, the reason I bring that up is because if you have folks where you have to put down their death notice on it for the, being kicked off the rolls and all that thing, we need to realize that, I doubt it's changed much, but you're looking at about 300 people every year that might be considered.
I get a report every month from the state
I did mine the hard one, okay?
on deaths, and I also bring in a newspaper because that's adequate to attach to those voter cards.
Right.
A flyer from a funeral home, anything that's official like that is adequate for purging the voter, and you attach it to their, voter card when you purge them.
There's the action from the legislature on the money.
I wanna, wouldn't y'all think, you said average 300 people a year?
I went back 10 years, I started in, 2000, and went, 2010, went back to 2000,
What COVID's done.
and then averaged 10,
I bet you
300
more
people
than
a
that
year.
Right, I'm thinking it's probably gonna be more than that, like this year, cause I know I'm working on the floors and it's,
This is
Well, I'm just saying,
this
that's
is the
10 years
report that
old.
we get from the state on a monthly basis, and what we do is we'll highlight that person's name, and then we purge it and attach it,
okay,
and they're all also annotated here, the purge date and the date of death is also.
Good.
okay.
Or the reason that they were purged, if they move out of the county, it'll say, move to Carroll County, you know, whatever, something like that.
There's a reason.
Yeah, we can pull the card and find out why they were purged immediately.
Okay, good.
That was just a piece of information.
Okay,
Thank you.
I have one more thing we need to talk about. They have 120 days to work out this deal on the Walmart building. They are planning on moving us if they get that deal worked out. We need to discuss that.
I'm not for moving, I can't speak for everybody, I'm not for moving this building, moving us to the Walmart building. The reason is because I feel like all of the people that would be moving into that building, it would interfere with early voting.
Alright,
I think that if they're wanting to move anybody in this building, I would think if they're wanting to put, I take it that he's wanting to put the court system all at the courthouse. So it would make more sense to move the youth service officer out, since he has to go to court for the kids. And then us, I mean, I don't want, we would have to find another venue for early voting.
Well, that would be a,
Or we would have to close, or they would have to close, we're just getting to where you don't have to close the courthouse now for voting day.
well, that area over there would be more than perfect for early voting, because they could run right, we could make it where it was just in and out, in one door, out the next, and outside and done.
Well, who's going to decide who goes out there?
They've already decided who's going out there.
So they've already told us we're going.
That's part of the plan is.
If,
Who has say-so? I mean, do we have a say-so on it?
My opinion is, this building is perfect for what it serves. If you only had that little bit more room for the purposes you said, and also some extra storage, because
well, we could
people
also have
don't,
our meetings over there.
and like I had mentioned, at some point, the extra counting board that needs to be, chosen, if you have over 100 mail-in ballots, they need a place to count those votes. And we've had all this wonderful work done here on this building.
We have it
At no
secure,
cost.
you know, we
Yeah.
have the door being able to be
Uh-huh.
locked.
Well, I talked
know, the front
to
door.
Beth Robinson with the state, and she said there are facilities that are co-located. She says they have been that way for a very long time. She says you open yourself up to all kinds of discrepancies and possible litigation when you co-locate an election office and early voting in with offices that are electable.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because people are gonna wear their vote for so-and-so shirt, they're gonna
Mhm.
have their flyers, they're gonna have, and if they're speaking to somebody
They're gonna have ink
outside their,
pens, they're
yeah,
gonna have
if
ink
they're-
pens.
if they're speaking to somebody outside their office, then I have to go out there and say, you can't be talking to these people out there.
Right,
And that kinda puts me in a bad spot, cause
absolutely.
they may be talking about the grocery list,
Right.
but
You don't know that.
you don't know that.
Which committee has to make this decision? The county
That's
commissioner?
what I'm wondering.
This-
The steering committee,
It's,
or is it the interim?
Randy
manager?
Shannon is the one came up with the idea of putting these particular offices out to the old Walmart building. But there is a oversight committee that's meeting, that's supposed to be controlling the funds and finalizing everything. We're 30 days into 120 days that they've got to get it worked out.
Well, let me tell you some of my concerns. By no means should I be the person to go speak to them. Okay,
I think
but-
we, as a board, need to go speak to
Yeah,
them when
but-
it comes down to it.
Yeah, because let me tell you my concern. Right now, the last election, Mr. Johnson ran for office, and then listen, the state law, I don't care what Mark Ward told them, the state law says, if you're a candidate, you're not to be within 100 feet,
Right.
100 feet of the,
Polling place.
listen, and the fact that that man was in his office, in and out, that violates the state law, and if they're gonna put us together, move us here, from here, down to the building with other people that might run for office, we're right back where we
Well,
started.
all of them would be running for office except if they left Mr. Rainwater's up there and, you know, the court system, so you would have the mayor, the county court clerk, the trustee,
But you see my point, we
tax
need to,
assessor.
we need to,
Tax assessor
we need
doesn't
to
run
get
the same year.
rid of this.
No, they're in
It's
an
not-
odd year, but
Yeah.
I'm saying they would all at some point be running for
Right.
office. Okay, I would not be for that, and I would not be for that because the state election commission under the Homeland Security, we got all this done for free to the county, to the taxpayers.
Well, it wasn't free, it was a grant, which means they took it away from somebody and gave it to us, but it was
Yeah.
still, it was at no cost to the county.
No cost to the taxpayers, it didn't cost the taxpayers anything, okay? I mean, y'all know the situation with the front door, the locks, the security system, I mean,
I
the
know.
new computers, you know, that were outdated, you know, I mean, come on, do we really want,
I have a question, what are they gonna do with this building if
They wanna
make it-
sell this building.
Okay,
Technically, if there's talk of putting the farmer's market under the same roof, who's gonna tell Mister that wore his campaign t-shirt to the farmer's market that he can't walk around in there that close to election
Like I
office?
said,
You're getting
and Ms.
into
Hendricks, the
really-
one that told me, she said it really opened you up to a lot of, possible discrepancies and even possibly, litigation. And
What's-
that's
how
not
would y'all
something-
feel about us going up to there and speak to these committees
I
at the
think that would
courthouse?
be, I think that would be great. Now, who would we need to talk to, the property committee or the
The
steering
oversight
committee?
committee.
Okay, when do they meet?
They
I
just
find that
met.
for you, they just met last week.
The
Okay.
sooner the better.
I
But
say
I
that-
think the majority of the people on this committee don't even realize the ramifications of moving us.
Okay, well, I think that we need to inform them.
And we don't know that we could get more room here. Right now, we need more room than we have.
Right.
People don't realize how much things go with an election, all those tables and ballot boxes. I mean, and you have to almost climb over stuff to get to things that you need to get for
Well, that,
research.
say that could
Mhm.
open me up for more storage as well.
And this would be a large amount of space in a building that size. We don't
Yeah.
even know that we could have that much allotted space.
Do we know how much
This
money's
is-
already been spent on this structure?
There hasn't been any money spent on it yet.
Well,
On this
the
one,
met-
this
well,
one,
yeah,
this
they
one,
put a
yeah.
metal roof on, don't you remember when they put a metal roof on? We kept on, it was
But I'm just
leaking.
saying, it'd be nice to know what the numbers are that we've already spent on this building to
See,
secure it for
This
election.
summer was
No, we secured it
15,000.
at no cost to the taxpayers.
But
But-
it
but-
was
But it
part of
cost
it.
them.
The grant, the Homeland Security grant that we
Yeah.
got,
It did cost money, but not at our
It
expense.
didn't,
But,
yeah, it
okay.
Well, we'd have to
Scott,
replace
do
it.
you know about,
Mhm.
you would
We'd
know,
have to replace it.
about how much did we spend on changing the locks, getting the front door fixed, getting the new door entryway here?
We had 75,000, didn't we?
We,
No,
We went
25.
we have 25,000 for the grant. We have used, I believe it's close to 17,000 of it,
Mhm.
of the grant this year.
Okay.
New cameras outside and inside.
They didn't have cameras.
Well,
Right.
I think that we should be prepared to make a good argument on why we should be here, not the least of which, we don't need any conflict with whoever's next door running for office.
I
And by
agree. I
emptying the
agree.
building and leaving us all in one structure negates that, neuters it, whatever.
So
I
it's
agree.
safe to say that we all have serious concerns about the prospect for
Yeah.
living here.
Yes,
For good
absolutely.
reason,
Legal
there's
and
solid
otherwise, yeah.
reasons.
Okay, can you find out when the steering
will.
committee's gonna meet, and then I say that we all go?
Yep, let me know, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll,
I'll find out and let everybody know. Everybody
Okay.
know.
do they meet at night? I take it they do. Last time did they meet so you said they met last week, did they meet like at the afternoon?
Just hold on.
I usually use a 9mm for my hole puncher, but I've got a regular one.
Henry,
45.
it's very, very glad to see you.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
What committee are we going before to voice their
It's the
concerns?
oversight committee.
We need to be of one mind and make sure that we, you know. I think we are, so, be the spokesperson, or the chair.
If there's nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
And then I've got a question.
Okay, so, we adjourn, right? Okay.
We adjourn. But